Hello, empaths. Welcome back to this channel, Empath Heart Healing. Uh, we've had some very beautiful weeks of celebration all over the world. Our Persian brothers and sisters celebrated the fire ceremonies, and some of our Asian brothers and sisters celebrated with water cleansing, which involves a blessing from the monks. We've celebrated Easter and Ostara. So many traditions celebrating their heritage, their culture, their religious traditions. Whether you are Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, agnostic, witch, whatever you claim, so many different traditions were celebrated recently. And those of us that are on this path of quote unquote enlightenment and ascension, I think sometimes we feel like we have to throw out some of the traditions that we were raised in. Maybe our families were a particular religion or a particular, they had a particular way of doing things or thinking, and we don't have to toss anything. Tradition is very much a part of the human experience. Traditions, celebrations, honoring lineage, honoring ancestors. These are very, very wonderful, beautiful traits of being human. Of course, the human experience is a mixed bag of energy. It's a total roller coaster ride, right? Hills and valleys, highs and lows, a lot of strange, weird, crazy, uncomfortable, challenging things happen as part of our human experience. And therefore, we want to make the most out of all of those things that are lovely and beautiful. So whatever your culture, whatever your heritage, whatever your traditions, however you were raised, let's collectively embrace what's rich. The food, right? The music, the dancing, the love, the expressions of love, the gifts, the creative ways that we decorated during holidays or traditions or celebrations or anniversaries or weddings. Every culture, every heritage, every lineage has their way, their style. And let's embrace and keep all that is rich, all that is beautiful, all that is magnificent in our human experience as individuals, as a collective. Let's bring it together and honor all that is so beautiful. And let's give ourselves permission to toss the rest. If it doesn't serve, if it's not helpful, if it doesn't cultivate oneness, if our culture, tradition, and heritage requires that we hate a particular group of people or see them as less than or see them as inferior or beneath us, or somehow they're lost, or they're going to hell. If our tradition requires us to make judgments against our fellow human, our fellow, divine brother and sister being of light, then we may want to rethink and we may want to toss what no longer serves. One of the things that we are learning as humans, as we are continuing to evolve, we're no longer cavemen. Yay, woohoo! We ascended. And we're still on the path, right, to enlightenment and ascension. But one of the things that we're learning as humans is that if it doesn't embody oneness, if it doesn't align with the beautiful divine source of creation's view of all beings, standing together in oneness as one, if it doesn't align with that, then perhaps it's not useful, because it's separation and the fear of others that has certainly perpetuated the darker parts of our history and the way we've mistreated humans on the planet and animals and nature, right? And the elements and consciousness. So as we embrace oneness, which is truly divine, it is truly aligned with the source of creation and the divine plan, the original source code. As we embrace oneness, I believe that we have a beautiful opportunity to alleviate a lot of suffering and separation and duality. We have a beautiful ability to alleviate that from our consciousness and from our experience as humans. So, all right, my loves, these are your empath tips for this week. We're talking about the empath biometric and power cloaking. And what the heck is she talking about now, right? Let's get into it. All right, so empaths have diverse roles within the cosmic super puzzle. I've talked about the cosmic super puzzle on one of the audios on this channel. You can go and find it if you're interested. So we have these different roles within the cosmic super puzzle and ultimately within the ascension experience that humans are experiencing here on Earth. Some of you, dear beautiful empaths, are keys that shut down manipulative agendas. Your energy signature, your energy field, and all that you're channeling and downloading is actually a key that shuts down manipulative and nefarious agendas. So keys lock and unlock things, right? We know that, such as a physical door or a psychological construct can be locked or unlocked, right? Or an energetic portal can be locked or unlocked. So when we're here on this planet, in our real life experience, we can have physical experiences of unlocking doors, opening doors, unlocking, locking. And then there's the psychological constructs. This is why we're no longer cavemen and women, because psychologically and in our consciousness, we have become illuminated. This is why we now have cities and buildings, and instead of just living out in the open field, which I don't know, we might want to go back to that. That's a whole other talk. And then there's energy portals that we are opening all the time. We unlock and we open in our meditations, in our channeling, in our downloads. As we up level, increase our vibration and frequency, many energy portals are open or shut down. So as a key, you move between the worlds of matter and spirit, and you lock or unlock realms according to what is needed and how you have been activated as an empath in your corner of the world. Some empaths are keys that activate and turn things on. Some empath keys deactivate and turn things off. Some of you empath keys activated the biometric system within you, or a technology that allows you to recognize the truth. Okay, so there's lots of technology that's been embedded in us since before we were born, when we were conceived in divine dream space of the divine source of creation. And then as an empath, as part of your journey, some of that encoding comes online or gets activated. So some of you empaths activated a biometric system within you or technology that allows you to really decipher truth, to discern what is real and discern what is not real, With this technology, you recognize what is for real, what is completely fake, what is false, whether we're looking at social media, whether we're looking at something that the news is portraying, whether you're reading something in a book or you're in a university course and a professor is trying to teach you something. If you've got this biometric system activated within you, you're going to be pretty clear on what is for real and what is not. So those of you that have activated the biometric system within you, you decipher hidden agendas and you reveal what is hidden or happening underneath the surface of consciousness. So a very, very powerful and very useful tool to assist humanity in up-leveling, in healing, in being clear about what is the truth as we ascend and as we awaken. So in this way, those of you who have activated the biometric system within you, you are decoders. And we've talked about that before. I talked about the empath code recently and explained how some of you recode humanity back to the original source code, or we could say the original plan of God, the divine, for humanity, which of course always includes oneness. The empath code abilities also include activating your biometric system. The decoding that's happening here on the planet and in the spirit realm is this biometric system. Okay. It's, there's this ability that you have, those of you that are being activated in this way or have been activated in this way or are going to be activated in this way. You deactivate what is happening here on the planet, and you decipher it and then explain it in intelligible language so that humans can comprehend, whatever it is they need to know for the purposes of embracing and reclaiming our sovereignty. Our biometric system gives us access to the nefarious so we can shut down their biometric. So the biometric, those of you that are activating this technology within you, it's being activated so that you can decipher nefarious agendas and so that you can explain, interpret in intelligible language so that humans can understand what's really going on. And as part of your biometric, you shut down their biometric, the negative ones, okay? You read the energetic pulse of a situation. You see the force behind the mask. That's major, right? Especially in this day and age where so many of us have had to wear masks over the last couple of years, right? You see the force or the energy signature behind the mask. Biometric. You hear the words that are unspoken. You interpret the energy. Mm-hmm. You read the energy signature of beings and positions that make decisions about humanity's well-being or demise. I'm going to say that again. Those of you that have activated the biometric technology within you, the biometric system, you read the energy of those people, those humans who are in high positions that make decisions about humanity's well-being or their demise. You read their energy signature. You're able to decipher what is real and what is not. And you are able to help humanity by deactivating their biometric. So you have a system within you of protocols that allows you to decipher, calculate, tabulate, recapitulate, all that stuff, recode, all of those types of things. This is what is available to you, dear empath, when you access the QIT, which is something I've briefly talked about recently, quantum information technology. When you access QIT, this is what becomes activated within your structure, a biometric system, which enables the ability to decipher nefarious agendas and code. You begin to dial into all that is available so that you can see clearly and help humanity free themselves. So very important work. Eventually, all conscious humans will have this ability and live in sovereignty. So, although it can be challenging as an empath, trying to hold the light, embody the light, and be a way shower that helps humanity see that there's a better way. There's so much more than this lower playing field we can ascend. It can be very challenging at times while many of our brothers and sisters in the human collective are still asleep or not awake yet or not aware. So it's like we're fighting off the nefarious ones, with our light. And we're trying to educate and up-level and awaken our brothers and sisters who are still sleeping, some of them gently because it's too much for them to really understand all that's going on. Others aggressively, we're shaking them, wake up already. But it can be a lot, contending with teaching and way showing and modeling and holding the light and clearing energy so that our brothers and sisters can remain protected while at the same time fighting off the nefarious beings. But there is hope because eventually all conscious humans will have this ability and be able to claim, reclaim, and live in their sovereignty. Wisdom prevents us from overgiving, those of us empaths, overgiving, oversharing, and overdoing. In order to avoid burnout and being used, our power sometimes needs to be protected. I talked about that recently. Empaths protect themselves. Many of us have an ancestral lineage that knew how to cloak themselves. They knew how to cloak their power when necessary. And they did this with their rituals, their ceremonies, their traditions. Epigenetics is a science that focuses on emotional responses and behavioral actions that don't alter the genetic code, but they do linger and affect future defense mechanisms. So epigenetics is very interesting because while the physical genetic code is not changed, there are emotional codes or genes that are passed down. Some of them are response patterns, communication patterns, love languages, and defense postures or defense mechanisms. They can be passed down from generation to generation as coping skills, emotional and behavioral patterns, fight or flight reactions, and general responses to stress and environmental triggers or problems or intensity. So many of our ancestors participated in ceremonies and rituals that were aligned with their values and heritage. When we continue the practices of our ancestors, we continue their legacy, and we can create self-regulation skills so that we can maintain any epigenetics that are useful, we can keep, and we can toss any epigenetics or defense mechanisms or fight or flight, responses that are not helpful, okay? By participating in ceremonies of our ancestors, we engage in practices that not only honors them, but calms our own nervous system. Our ancestors knew what worked to remain self-regulated. They had natural innate abilities. They were connected to the stars and the divine and the electromagnetic frequencies of the earth. And they just knew what to do to stay calm and peaceful, hopeful, and self-regulated. They used drums, they used rattles, they had earth rituals and practices, they did chants, and they honored the land. We have ancient power embedded in us, dear empaths. Some of us, the power is obvious and has been passed down from the previous generations, and it's so obvious that we're carrying the torch of our previous generations, our predecessors. But other powers are part of our empath gift, and they were embedded within us at the time of conception in divine dream space of the Creator, by the Creator. So whether it's epigenetics passed down from your previous ancestors or it's divine encoding that was placed in you, embedded in you when the Creator conceived you in divine dream space, we have been activated. Certain circumstances and certain people with manipulative agendas require us to hide our gifts so that we can remain safe and protected. Sometimes the gifts should be protected, and other times they should be reserved, for an experience that is worthy of receiving your light, your gifts, and your power. So sometimes the gifts have to be hidden for a future time when they'll be used. And other times we do bring them out, but only for the sacred rituals, the sacred ceremonies. This is why a lot of the time the divine feminines and the divine masculines will be found in the forest, deep, 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 hidden off grid, celebrating, chanting, doing their fire ceremonies, because the gifts that are being extracted from within the divine heart space, the sarcophagus of the heart, are for a ritual, for a ceremonial purpose that honors the land or honors the divine or honors the collective in a sacred way. And we don't want it contaminated or watered down. So consider the turtle that hides in its shell. Why does it hide? Consider the beautiful peacock with the multicolored, beautiful feathers. Why doesn't it just reveal all its beauty, all the time? Why is it occasional? Why does it happen only when the peacock decides that it's going to show itself? So peacocks show how lovely they are when there's a potential mate that they think is worthy of them. When they feel that there might be a good match, they show that beauty, right? They display their magnificence. And turtles hide within the shell when they need rest or they feel like they're in danger. So whether it's the gift of the peacock, the beautiful hidden gift that's reserved for a time or an experience or an individual that they believe is worthy, or whether it's a dangerous situation and the turtle, metaphorically, the turtle, the person, the being wants to just hide and regroup and refresh and recharge, whether it's reserving the energy for a time that is worthy, or whether it's protecting the energy from danger or just to get rest. We humans also sometimes need to follow the example of nature and reserve or preserve and even protect. So turtles hide when they need rest or there's danger. And if you think about it, why do caves exist? Caves and coves. Why do humans invest in safes or safety deposit boxes? Why do we place valuable things in safe places? Why don't we flash and, flex all that we got all the time? Why don't we do that? Why do we reserve, preserve, and protect? Because first of all, it's unnecessary, right? For us to have that much ego, just always flexing and showing all the stuff that we've got. It really isn't helpful. And also, though, by not drawing unnecessary attention to in the wrong environments, we can remain safe as empaths. And by safe, I mean emotionally safe as well as energetically protected from drain and depletion. Okay, so I'm talking to you about a lot of different stuff. It's kind of deep. I'm talking about the embedded biometric that's being activated so that you can identify nefarious agendas. If that gift becomes activated within you, you might not want to share that. You might not want to tell everybody. I'm talking to you about it so you know what's going on when it becomes activated, but it might not be something you just go and blab, okay? But then whether that biometric system gets activated within you or not, there's other technology that is most certainly going to be activated if it hasn't already been activated within you. And there may be times when you need to hide your gifts, reserve your gifts, protect yourself from energy drain or manipulative agendas of others. So our power and our gifts, dear empaths, as beautiful as they are, can be hidden. Like a precious jewel in a safe, you can find a place within your own body where your gifts will be safe. And your power or gifts may be your time, and your time is valuable, right? Your power may be your amazing cooking. I mean, it doesn't all have to be deep, magical stuff. Your power may be your problem-solving skills. Your particular magic may show up in a variety of different ways, but whatever it is, that beautiful, special, pristine gift or offering or power that you have may need to be hidden, reserved, preserved, and protected, okay? And only be revealed for auspicious times, ceremonial times, ritual times, or of course your service work when you've been activated to share those gifts. So you can leave your gifts hidden for safekeeping, which preserves your energy. When you need them, activate them, okay? Hiding the gifts in a safe place and then reactivating them when needed might become necessary. And it also can become fun. For example, you can snap your fingers. You can clap your hands. You might flash your eyes. You might have a twist of the wrist. You might move from side to side. This might be the way that you activate your gifts. I know this sounds a little funny, but I encourage you to practice it. It might sound very foreign to you if you've never done anything like this, but I want to encourage you to hide your gifts. I have hidden gifts, certain places within my physical form. And when I want to pull those particular gifts out, I literally go into that particular place in my body and I activate it. Of course, I'm not going to share what that is right now, but I will share something. So I was getting my nails done yesterday, okay? And my nail lady, whom I love, I've talked to you about her before. She has this beautiful singing voice that I didn't even know about, okay, until recently. And so yesterday she was doing my nails. And she wanted to do this. I don't know if you can see this. Doesn't matter if you can or not. But anyway, she wanted to do this design. Okay. You may or may not be able to see it. She wanted to do a design on my nail. And she wanted to do a design on this nail. Okay. And she started to sing in her language while she was not putting on the pink paint, but when she was putting on the white flowers, which you may or may not be able to see, and the silver glitter. She was singing only when she was doing that part of my nail. And I realized, whether she realizes it or not, she's activating a certain creative energy when she sings. And that's why she's not always singing, because she sings when she's activating a certain energy that she wants to extract from her being. In this case, so she could concentrate on the art that she was doing on my nail. Isn't that amazing? And, you know, when you think about it, we all have that kind of thing. Like athletes, if you ask them, like, what's their secret, what's their magic, whatever, oftentimes they have something that they do that is very, you know, it's just like a little thing. It's like a little thing that they say, or a little ritual, or they clap their hands real quick, or they do a little dance, or they do a little thing that activates their energy. So we all do it in our own ways. But I'm encouraging you, empaths, to activate safe keeping, an internal safe for you to hide your special gifts, those very special things that don't need to come out unless it's an auspicious occasion. And this will keep you from draining your energy. For example, back to my nail lady, if she was always singing, like singing all day long, just singing, she might actually drain her energy and be exhausted. But the fact that she only activates that beauty within her for special occasions, when she wants to be in her own energy or she wants to activate something creative, it preserves her energy for special occasions. So you have the ability to decide where you are going to hide your gifts. Per usual, all of this is activated, achieved, understood, and integrated within the heart space. We've been talking for weeks, months about the heart space. The heart chamber is a sarcophagus, and it recharges the physical body, the mental and the emotional body, as well as the spiritual and energetic batteries. Everything that we will ever need, dear empaths, to decipher the mysteries of the universes actually exists within the sanctuary of the heart. So when we want to know something, we just run in there, get still, keep the channel pure, the dial clear, get the mission assignments from base, and everything we ever need will either be activated, revealed, downloaded, shown to us by those divine beings that support us unconditionally. You can download all that you need at any given moment, as long as your dial remains pure and your channel is clear. And of course, that it's aligned with your divine service work. So hopefully these tips were helpful. I know that this is a lot. It's different. I know some of you, though, because you've got the biometric system technology already activated in you, and this is for you. I'm just confirming what you already know. Some of you are already dialing into the QIT, and some of you recognize the empath code and you're recoding. So this is obviously for you. And I'm so grateful to be able to share space with you and support you on your journey, and maybe decipher the universal code that's being downloaded and gifted to us from the divine in intelligible language that makes it easier for some of you to understand and connect the dots. That is part of my mission on this planet in this lifetime. That's part of my service work. That's what I'm called to. And so I'm certainly hoping that this is a helpful channel for you. So stay focused, my loves. Stay on track. Maintain your course. As a collective, we are going deep. Can't you see? We're going deep, 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 deep. And we are divinely supported every step of the way. The world, the external world, has a lot of things going on. And this is one of the reasons why I was suggesting that we stay within the sanctuary of the heart, get our mission assignments from base so that we know what we're supposed to do, so that we don't, because if we get caught up in everything that's going on in this one-dimensional plane, and just looking, on the surface through this narrow lens, we'll be very distracted from all that we really did come here to do and embody and embrace and accept and align and activate within us, so that we can share and teach the humans that are ready, so that they can activate, embrace, align, attune, and ultimately heal themselves, their communities, their families, and all of us ascend, those of us that are ready for that beautiful experience. So my loves, this is it for today. I hope that this was helpful. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of light, many, many blessings. Remember that you are divinely supported always in all ways. Blessings. Bye.